Hello there everyone, Shibby here. Hope everyone out there's doing well and staying back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game pocket ranked matches. On today's video, I will be continuing my Kanto challenge where I attempt to build a deck around each of the Kanto starters and try to win some games online with it, in ranked of course. In the previous video, I built a Venusaur deck and took that into ranked, and today it's time to move on to Blastoise. So the way I'm going to try to opt to do Blastoise is to build it up with Manaphy here. So this deck will only have Blastoise EX and Manaphy. The thing with Blastoise is it can get built kind of fast with Misty, but Manaphy will help get it built up even faster, because if you get 5 energy into Blastoise instead of the 3, you can start hitting for 160 and sweep a lot of things. So we're going to hope we can get lucky and just go for the beatdown strat and hope it works. But if you're curious, I will have the entire deck list in the description of the video below. Feel free to leave me any notes or anything like that and how I can make a better Blastoise deck. But this is just the way we're going to try it today. But yeah, that's enough of me rambling, and let's go find our first set of games. Alrighty, looks like I found my first opponent here, and we are going second. Never a bad thing with a water deck unless you start with Misty. And unfortunately, I did not hit on a Squirtle or Blastoise, but we do have Manaphy and a Pokeball, so maybe we can get something done. Now, thankfully, where we are going second, we can't get one shot by the Skarmory right out of the gate if it has an item. So what are you running? Is it Solgaleo, probably? Or are you running an old school? I say old school like it's been around for a while, but are you running a, let's say, nostalgic Dialga deck? And, of course, the Solgaleo. It's the new hotness, but we gotta hope that it can get started pretty fast, especially if they have a rare candy, so we gotta hope they can't do that. Alright, they put the Poison Barb in the Skarmory. That doesn't affect us, because we can't attack with Manaphy at all. Let me draw another Misty. Alright, well, net me a Squirtle and not my other Manaphy, please. I need to give him my other Manaphy. That sucks. Alright, well, we have nothing to build. Thus the downside of running 2 Manaphy. Alright, let's see if this will get me a Squirtle. I got me a Cyrus and a rare candy. So nothing that we need so far, which is already not good because Solgaleo can get going so fast. So unfortunately, the only thing I can build up is this other Manaphy. And because Skarmory has an item into it, it can take out this Manaphy very fast. So we are already in a hole. And they already have their Solgaleo, so they're gonna get started unbelievably fast before I can even get Blastoise on the damn board. Okay, so this is probably looking like a loss already, if I'm being completely honest, because even if I get Squirtle, I need to draw Blastoise, and I'm gonna need at least 3 or 4 turns to do so. So this might already, unfortunately, be a done deal. I got my Squirtle, but definitely far too late. Alright, well, we're going to play Misty here. But I didn't hit on it. I was trying to get Squirtle built up in the off chance I draw Blastoise next turn. And we get 2 energies into our Squirtle. Alright, so we're going to definitely lose our Manaphy this turn. And we're already going to be in an 0-2 hole. And yeah, just all bad things, really. And we lose our Manaphy. And now we just have Squirtle and a Dream. So this has really got to be Blastoise. And it's not Blastoise. Alright, we're going to oak it up. And I still didn't get Blastoise, so that's unfortunately, GG, so I'm going to guess my last 2 cards are probably Blastoise. Alright, well that was a horrendous start. We drew Manaphy into Manaphy, and they got started unbelievably quickly, so we were just really in a bad spot. Alright, Solgaleo, go ahead and get the Squirtle out of here. And down we go. That was a pretty clean sweep. Unfortunately, we could not get anything off and running in that game. But that happens sometimes. But alrighty, well, good games to that opponent, and hopefully I'll have a little bit more luck in the next match here. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here. We are going first, so hopefully I start off with a Misty and a Squirtle. Alright, this could potentially be something if I can oak into a rare candy. But what I think I'll do, I did oak into a rare candy. Okay, well hopefully we can redeem ourselves here and hit on this Misty. I did not hit on this Misty, so we're going to do nothing. Alright. Well, we can build into Blastoise, but we're going to have to take some time to do so. So hopefully we can get up and running for Meowscarda does. Alright, they got a Shaman, so they have a lower retreat cost. And they're going to get their other Sprigato, or Gagatio, however the hell you say that. I'll just go ahead and admit, like anything after Gen 2, I will probably say the name wrong. I may know what some of them are, but I doubt that I will know their name, or know how to say their name, I should say. Alright, but thankfully we got Big Man Blastoise here. Alright, what can we oak into here? Pokeball, this will give us some breathing room. And it gives me the Manaphy that I would have liked to have started out with. But alright. Well, we can't attack this turn. And we need a few turns to even get going here. And we're going to get hit for 60, but we can undo that thankfully with a Lillie. Alright, we get another Manaphy. Get an energy into Blastoise here. Play our Lillie to get back up to 180. So now Meowscarda can't kill us. And we'll pop this bad boy for 40. And they play a Potions, which tells me they do have Meowscarda. Or they're gonna... Oh no, he can heal. Why did I think that was a retreat? I got my Pokemon confused. Alright, now unfortunately, I cannot KO this thing with Blastoise. So in an ideal world, my next card is Misty. My next card is Blastoise. Okay. So... Alright, well, I can't really afford to lose Blastoise. Huh. Okay, so what's the best strat here? I mean, obviously, if I don't retreat, I hit him for 100, or they're down to 30, but I lose my weapon. So we're just going to have to retreat. I'm going to bring Manaphy in. Hope they can't Cyrus me in. And I'm just going to have to sacrifice these next two Manaphy. Alright, so now I really need Misty. I mean, not hitting on that one Misty. That's probably going to cost me everything. Alright, well, I gotta bring in this other Manaphy, which is going to be used as the meat shield at this point. We do have an Irida, but doesn't particularly help me. But might as well go ahead and play it. Alright. We really, really, really need Misty. They're also running Celebi on top of everything else. And that's GG's. Alright, go ahead and KO Blastoise. Alright, well, unfortunately, we're already in an 0-2 hole with Blastoise here. But hopefully we can get some wins on the board with it regardless. Maybe this is just going to be a rough start. But we'll see what we can get done here. But good games to the opponent. I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here. We do have the good fortune of going second. And again, not an ideal hand. Unless I draw a rare candy, but then we still have a little bit of a slow build to do. Alright, so we're going up against an Arceus Crobat deck, I would presume. Alright, they're going to play Pokemon Communication, try to get something that they need. Alright, what did you hit into? Hopefully nothing that you can use this turn. Excellent. Alright. Alright, well, we can oak it up, which is nice. Let's go get an energy into Squirtle. Show me rare candy. Alright, we got a Pokeball and a Manaphy. And we hit into another Manaphy. I don't know if it's worth it to retreat with Squirtle or not. Alright, we're going to pop Zubat. And just kind of roll with punches here. Alright, they do have their Arceus. But unfortunately, the most annoying thing on the field, and they already can evolve into Crobat. Well, they already had their ideal board. That sucks. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to get pop for 30 and then pop for 50. So I will already lose Squirtle, so rare candy will now do me no good. Very unfortunate they could already get that going in 2 turns. Yep, there's the pop for 30. And now the pop for 50. If they choose to do so. They're thinking about it really hard. Come on, do it. Kill me. Come on. Do it now. Alright, down goes Squirtle. And let's go ahead and bring up Manaphy to get popped here real quick. Alright, unfortunately I drew an Hydra, so nothing that can really help me. We'll boost our Manaphy on the bench, because why the hell not? Alright, I don't think there's any real conceivable way I can pull this one out, unfortunately. I mean, I'd have to be absurdly lucky, but I even with that luck, I don't know what can happen. So I need to survive at least 3 more turns to even have a hope. Alright, let's get Manaphy up to the front. Alrighty then. Well, let's just play some stuff because we can. How about it? Yeah, of course, this will be the one time I hit on Misty for just an absurd amount. Yeah. Can't do it when it matters, but on a Manaphy, we sure can. Alright, they're going to shuffle our hands. Deck got reshuffled, and I still did not even see a hint of anything that I needed. Well, that's going to be all she wrote for Manaphy here. Alright, down we go again. We are in a 0-3 hole with Blastoise. Blastoise is not nearly having the luck that Venusaur did. But, yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to go find one more match and hope to God that we can get a win on the board for Blastoise and see some of the cards that we need. That'd be wonderful. But good game to that opponent, and I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my final opponent here who is already away. So we'll see if this match even gets off the ground or not, and still just not getting what I need. Okay, well, we'll see if this opponent ever shows up or not. And they have, okay. They have sensed that they are playing me, and I'm playing my Blastoise deck. Alright, Cubone. So they must be running a Lowen Marowak, because I see fire energy back there. Alright. Alright, we get a Manaphy, which I would have loved to have seen first. And we're going to play Misty, just in case the off chance we draw into a rare candy. But of course, when I need Misty to work, it absolutely won't. But when it doesn't matter, I will hit on every hedge you can possibly imagine. Well, thankfully, Cubone can't actually do any damage. Or at least this version of Cubone cannot do any damage. So, we need our rare candies sooner rather than later. Alright, so we've got two basics in their hand. I don't think I've actually ever seen an Alolan Marowak deck before. I was going to say, I wonder what you run it with. But I guess you run it with Charizard. Get another Manaphy. Alright, I wish you would have been in my opening hand, boys. Lads. Blob creatures. Whatever you may be. I see that, much like every opponent that I played so far, they have everything they need, and I don't have anything I need. But them's the breaks sometimes. Another Squirtle. I still don't see a rare candy, which is starting to become the moral of this story. The moral of the story that didn't make any sense. Which is proven to be the thorn in my side, was what I was trying to think of. Alright, they got two Charmeleons. I'm going to keep Cubone in here. There's the rare candy. Thank you. Thank you. Now, thankfully, even if they have Charizard, they can't do anything yet. Okay, they still have to stoke. Alright, Blastoise, this is your time to shine. And probably the only time you're going to get. Alright, there's a single point. Alright, they're going to bring in this Charmeleon and presumably pop me for 40. But they have gone away for a moment, so they may need to think about some things. Alright, so let's try to think about this. If they have Charizard, if they're running Shining Revelry Charizard, that it can only hit me for 150. So I will still be able to hit it twice before it can hit me once, because they must stoke. So there is that. Now we have Idra, so we can, or Irdra, however the hell you say that, to heal for 40 at the very least. So that is something. But will they return within the 40-second time limit? We will have to wait and see. Alright, so I think in an ideal world, we should win here. Now, they could evolve that one in the back, just to try to give themselves more time, but they still have to stoke to even do anything, because that Charizard takes 5 energy to do anything. And I would know, because it's a pain in the ass, and that's the deck I run when I run Charizard. Alright. Well, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Baba Booey. Alright, well, it's my turn once again. We got a Wartortle. Okay, well, everything's going up for one match. And let's go ahead and get this Charmeleon out of here. No, they'll probably run out of time instantaneously, so we'll get a timeout win at the very least. All right, we'll have to wait another 20 seconds for the game to automatically put in this Charmeleon. Buddy, I will wait for this timeout. I haven't won a damn thing with Blastoise all day. I need this. Okay. There it is. All right, we get the timeout victory here, which is the one victory that we managed to get with Blastoise here. Blastoises are better, which I'm sure there is probably a profoundly better way to do it. I maybe should have ran it not with Manaphy, but with something else. But I just wanted to see if we could get the build-up method to go. But if you don't start with Manaphy in your opening hand ever, then you're not going to be able to make use of it. But that's neither here nor there, I guess. But good game to that opponent. I do believe I am going to end the video here. In the next one, I will round out the Kanto starter trilogy with a Charizard deck that I've built. It'll be different from the Charizard deck that I played like the past few times on the channel. It's what I consider to be my main deck now, because Charizard's my favorite Pokemon, so I just run Charizard decks all the time. But yeah, I've revamped it, so hopefully it'll have more success than Venusaur and Blastoise, but knowing my luck, it will not. But now I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, if you like this sort of video, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.